Good morning. At least there was no sleeping in clouds last night. I think where the campground was at was just on the right side of the mountain where there was low humidity and no clouds, so that was good. Everything's nice and dry. It's moderately cold, and I would not be surprised if there was over 50 people at the campsite, just with 2 Boy Scout troops and like 20 to 30 through hikers were there. It was a huge crowd of people. But today, I think the first milestone we got on trail is like 6.5 miles in, is where there's an endangered frog species trail closure. And I think that closure has been going on for years, and it's probably never going to be lifted anytime soon. Because even if they get to a point where the frog population is stable, you know, they probably still won't even open the trail through that area. So I think there's different alternate ways to get around it, but I think one of the easier, shorter ways is to do a road walk. So I think I'm going to do the road walk. Some of the other alternates are like, I don't know, 8 to 10 miles to get around it or something like that. Something else I've noticed out here, I think just about every forest I've walked through has been touched by forest fire. You can tell that there's charred trees and stuff in almost every forest I've walked through so far. This spot got hit hard with a fire. It's just sad seeing it like this. There's nothing on the ground. It's just dirt and rock and burned out trees. Coming down into Islip Saddle, I see bathrooms and trash cans, and then we'll be going up the other side. And the ups and downs in this section are steep. If I was camped on the west side of the mountain, I would definitely be sleeping in a cloud. But the east side of the mountains, totally dry. Lots of steep, very steep today and yesterday. I'm also freezing cold. On one side of the mountain in the sun, it's very hot, you're going uphill, and then all of a sudden I'm going downhill. All the sweat in my shirt is frozen. Wind chill is below 0. Now I'm down at another road crossing. It's definitely time for snacks. I'm trying to find a place that's shaded from the wind because the wind is still freezing cold. But I can't really find that. And we're about 1 mile till the trail closure area. Made it to Eagle's Roost picnic area. This is where the trail's closed. I'm gonna go run up and take a look at the sign up here. I think this is the trail closure sign. Yeah, protection of the habitat of the mountain yellow-legged frog, endangered species, closed until further notice. Trail closed. So we're gonna do like a couple of miles of a road walk and then a couple miles of a blue blaze to get back to where the trail connects. Our road walk is complete. That was about 3 miles. I think this is where we're getting back in. A couple miles up a side trail to get back to the PCT. Yeah, this is the one we want, the Burkhart Trail. This should connect us back up to where we want to be. The alternate is complete. We're back on the PCT. I'm feeling tired. There's a camp coming up in like a mile or so. I'm gonna take a break there. Cooper Canyon Camp. Yeah, I'm gonna break here for a bit. I see some picnic tables up there. Back on trail. Had like a hour-long rest break there. Just feels like the day's been so long. It's only noon. Wonder what this guy's up to. Been crossing Highway 2 so many times, it reminds me of like in the Shenandoahs. What was it, like the Blue Ridge Parkway or something? We just cross it 20 times a day. There's 400 miles laid out in pine cones. And 400. The clouds are spilling over. I think I only got like 2.5 miles to my intended campsite, and that'll be way enough for me today. I'll put a lot of miles on my feet today. We made it. This is the spot I was aiming for. Nobody here. There's room for, I don't know, 3 to 4 good ones. You could pack them in tighter if you wanted to. Trail's just up there, like 40, 50 feet. Nobody else is here. That's awesome. Because of the reroute and stuff, people got kind of split up. I think some people kind of skipped ahead and just hiked the road for longer, and some people did it more purist like I did. So I think we're all scattered around from like the 30 hikers that we started with this morning. But I'm done. I got definitely more than 20 plus miles on my feet. Time to get set up, settled in, and get the usual taken care of. Well, I'm all settled in. I just got dinner cooked up. I just added the water to the spaghetti meal here, so that's going to take a few minutes before it's ready. And start working on the usual videos and all that good stuff. I got the rain fly on just in case, because of all the clouds that are kind of building and flying over. We may get occasional light sprinkles, so better safe than sorry. But I'm still alone. I've seen a bunch of people start hiking past. There's a campground a few miles down the trail, so I think most people are staying at the campground. So I may end up being all alone tonight, which would be cool. But I think that's going to do us for this day. So thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Good morning. It is absolutely freezing cold again. Another one of the coldest nights I've ever had on trail. I'm just going to check back in when I'm thawed out a little bit, I think. Well, I'm a little warmed up now. Still really cold outside. Last night was, nobody else came in. Everybody kept going to the next campground up. So I was all alone, which was nice, and it was totally silent. No wind, no nothing. It was just super cold. But today, I think I'm changing my game plan for getting up the next couple of days through Agua Dulce. So there's really nothing in that town. There was a grocery store that's closed. There was a really nice hostel that's closed. So I think I'm gonna have to either resupply at the KOA, or a couple miles down the road from there is the town of Acton. And that's like 10 miles before Agua Dulce. So I think that's gonna have to be my next resupply point. So I'll probably do 20 miles today. And then, what would it be, 20 miles the next day, I think, to get into the KOA area. Something like that, something like 40 miles away. I think we're done with the high mountains in this section. And we're just kind of slowly getting lower and lower and lower. This section's just reminded me about, I was reading some comments in Far Out, pretty much from all the way here to like Agua Dulce, I think, is kind of heavily overgrown. But they were saying that a lot of it's been cleared out this year. I guess the last couple years, it's maybe due to COVID, the maintenance crews haven't been able to get out and clear some of it, but it's getting a little rough in this area. All filled up on water at the little spring there. And the next water source is a fire station that has like a spigot on the outside of the building apparently. So you can fill up there. That's like 7.5 miles away. And there's a couple other hikers there at the water source. And they were saying that you can order pizzas to the fire station. So there may be a lunch pizza party in my future. And yeah, there's a lot of brush I'm pushing through. I feel like I just got to get over this hill. I don't know how much brush I'm going to have to be pushing through for today. This is kind of slowing me down a bit. I was making really good time the first group of miles. And the terrain's gotten rockier. Now we're up to the top of the hill. Just beautiful landscape up here. This is where I need to retire, something like this. Just love this landscape. There's an awesome overlook. That's kind of all straight to the north. So we're gonna be following mountains and stuff that way for a good bit yet, till we get to like Hiker Town, and then we swing straight north from there, across the desert. Tehachapi and stuff is kind of over that way in those mountains. And then a good bit beyond that, Kennedy Meadows, and then to the Sierras is way further that way. One last thing I can see from here, that dry lake bed in the distance, that is where Edwards Air Force Base is at. That's where they test all the really cool airplanes. You can definitely tell that this part of the trail has been cleared of excess brush. It's very wide, very easy to walk through. There's where we're headed. That's the Mill Creek Fire Station. We'll be there in a little bit. It's just over a mile away. And I also just learned that the pizza place is not open until like 3 p.m. and it's not even noon yet, so I can't wait that long for pizza. So we probably will not get pizza for lunch. Mill Creek picnic area. This place has got restrooms, picnic tables, trash cans, and water fill up is up at the fire station, which is up the side road here just a little bit. So I'm gonna go wander around and see where the water's at. So up the road, there's the fire station there, with the cute little fire truck. And continuing further up is the Pony Park day use area. And there's some stuff set up there. And I think this is where the water access is supposed to be, a spigot or something. I'm gonna chill up here. Headed out of the fire station area. I chilled up there for a little bit. I just ate some snacks and drank my fill. The water out of that faucet there says it should be treated, but it definitely tastes like a metal pipe. It just tastes terrible. But the next water is like 13 miles away or something like that, so I'm loaded up for dry camping for tonight. And I only got about like 6.25 miles from here or something like that. And there's like some stealth spots near a dirt road or something that I'm aiming for. 2 miles of uphill before the trail gets easier. Almost to the top at this point. Got about 3 miles left at this point, and the trail should be smooth sailing all the way there. I'm at that point where my feet are tired. I've done over 20 miles. Just want to get to camp. Less than a mile. At least the terrain is not rough or anything, but we're getting pretty close. Made it to camp. This is gonna be home for the night. Just this one little spot right off the trail. A bunch of people I've been hiking around are just a little bit further up there. I think most of those guys are gonna move on a few more miles, but I'm done. And this puts us like 19.5 or so until we get into the KOA. That's gonna be the next destination. I'll figure out resupply plans when I get there. So I'm gonna start taking care of the usual, get set up, and get dinner going. And for dinner tonight, I'm doing the beef stroganoff meal. So I got that cooking up. A couple more hikers have joined around. Luckily the spaces are kind of spread out, but I'm not alone here, that's fine. And I think I'm just gonna get taking care of the usual and close out this video here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.